Unfortunately, this is not what we thought it was going to be, but we always want to keep the truth for you guys because we want to show you. We want to be 100 with you guys and tell you the truth about all the products that we install on the Jeeps.
So notice this doesn't actually clip in. When I push this in and I slide the clamp down, this should stay by itself, but over time what's going to happen is you're going to drive, it's going to loosen, 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 and then come out.
Hey, what's going on? Dobby! 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 Hi! Hi! Feeling feisty today, huh?
Look at these guys.
What is going on, Garage Couple fans? We are back with another episode for you.
Now previously we have been known for making upgrades and install videos on our Jeep Wranglers. Arlene drives the 2015 Wrangler Unlimited on these 37-inch radar tires, and I drive a Jeep TJ Rubicon on Milestar 38-inch tires. All of the mods you see on the vehicles we've done ourselves.
On this week's episode, unfortunately my headlights did give out a year and a half later, so we'll show you that. We're going to be upgrading my headlights to the Sunset RGB 7-inch Halo LED headlights, and I'm super stoked to show you guys all the features this headlight has, night shots, day shots, and everything in between.
So if you'd like to check out our latest upgrade to her Wrangler, then stick around and let's get started. Isn't that right, Dobby? Look at this little guy. Still has grass in his mouth.
Ruby.
So I just want to make a note of a couple of things. This is a bumper that we installed from Amazon years and years ago. It was one of the first mods we made. Now once we put this winch on from Nova Winch, we no longer were able to access our grill, which made taking the grill in to replace the headlights kind of a pain in the butt. Isn't that right, Alden?
Big butt.
Big butt.
I like big butts in a camera.
So today we actually went through the Liberty. We took out almost all of the screws holding in this bumper so that we could remove this grill and replace these headlights. Now, quick thing to note, these turn signals have also gone bad, but we forgot to purchase replacements. We're gonna do that in a future episode, but we're gonna leave them as is. You can actually access them without removing the grill. Now, the headlights that we went with were these plug and play headlights that have this halo ring that actually, I was really happy with these things. I mean, the reason why these were nice is because they plugged into these turn signals and basically got the daytime running light and the blinker function from the turn signals so that you didn't have to do any extra wiring in order to get those functionalities. Now I'm kind of concerned that this one isn't going to have that adapter and that ability, but even if it doesn't, we'll show you how to wire it so you get daytime running lights as well as turn signals. Now a couple more things here to note. So these headlights were incredibly bright, nothing wrong with them other than the fact that they have stopped working. Arlene, why don't you go ahead and hit the unlock button from your feet? As you can see, this one's not flashing, that one is. Headlights barely work, you know, so it's time to replace them. Why don't we go ahead and open this package?
Let's do it.
This is one of your favorite things in the world, unboxing.
That's right, let's crack this baby open without cracking the headlight. All right, what do we have here? One more try. All right, second unboxing. Maybe there's another box inside.
Let's do it.
Oh, no, 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 no.
All right, sorry.
The professional way.
Wow.
We got our headlights.
Wow, these almost look like the ones I had on my TJ, but these are actually a little different.
Looks like we got some good stuff in there.
Connectors.
And some more good stuff.
And that's actually really nice. Yeah, they've actually included crimp connectors, zip ties, the adapters for the different models. This doesn't look like it's going to be that bad of an install.
It's advertised as 15 minutes, so we'll keep you posted.
So on the back of the headlight, I know some of you would like to see this. There's actually no screws, that you can't open it yourself. It looks like it's sealed in one piece. And that's kind of nice because it probably won't get condensation. And you know, I say probably because anything is possible, but we'll keep you posted. None of our other headlights have gotten condensation. So out the exterior, we get this type of plug, the 3-prong, which comes with adapters, it looks like for the TJJK. And then we get one of these connectors, which I'm guessing is what's going to control the RGB functionality. So removing the grille is actually pretty easy. There's a bunch of clip style connectors on the front. For example, something just like that. I've taken them all out except for that one, just to kind of show you what they look like. Now, what I would recommend is get a pack of these on Amazon. They come in a couple days. Just because as soon as you take these out, especially if your vehicle is a couple years old, they totally disintegrate and they fall apart. So make sure you have some on hand. See, that's the top of another one. Just make sure you have some on hand and make sure you have a partner, just like Ollie. And then...
Can you get that from Amazon?
It comes in a week.
Must be Neiman Marcus, not Amazon.
Wow. Wow, alright. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that. We're gonna pull our bumper and then you just pull the grille off. There's a couple of tabs holding it, one-way tabs on the bottom. You just pull them off and the whole grille comes out. So why don't we get started? Just like that. That's exactly how they break.
Just like that, you guys, I did everything myself. I took the grille off without even moving the bumper.
Oh my gosh, you're so good at this.
Thank you so much, Greg.
So why don't we go ahead and start on this driver's side? I'm pointing at the passenger side. I realized this as I'm saying this, and it was at this moment he knew he had dub.
Okay, we need a Phillips to take this baby out. Let's do it.
It's actually a Taurus, but it is what it is.
Don't start with me.
All right, what is the next step, my wife of 1,000 miles?
Alrighty, so there are 4 star formations you're taking
you've been
out.
married for a bit. You start making jokes and doesn't even notice.
We're gonna be using a T15 to take out 4 of these beautiful pieces over here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Make sure they don't fall.
I will be your catcher. Now we set this aside and let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the headlight. I've actually already unplugged it. So this was actually the adapter that we used. This actually used to plug in into the turn signal. This was the adapter that the previous company had sent us. You plug this in here, and then you plug the turn signal, and then you have another one for the headlight. And then you plug your headlight in, and you don't have to splice into daytime running light or turn signal. It's basically a harness that does that for you. Now this is a better style to do it, but like I mentioned, the headlights failed after a very short period of time. So we're going to go back to the old way of doing it, which you could see we used to have. It's already crimped over there. So this is for the turn signal, and then we're going to have to pull the daytime running light function from the fuse box.
Out with the old and in with the new.
So I'm going to just go ahead and crimp on this attachment. Now, in case you're wondering which one your turn signal wire is, it is actually down here. There should be 3. There's a black. It's not the black, it's not the all white, but it's the all white one. There's one with a green stripe, it's not that one. So we've already done that step previously, so we don't need to tap into it again, but it's really simple. You just wrap the connector around and you clip it in place with anything that you have, needle nose pliers or crimpers, whatever. Now we're gonna, basically the control box for the headlights, the new set, right here. It actually has a left and right turn signal wire. The right is red, the left is black. So I'm assuming left means driver's side, because left here is that side. But let's see. We're gonna basically attach this wire to that, so we get power for the turn signal. Now what that means is we're gonna have to do the same thing from the other side and route the wire over to the box, which I'm planning on keeping closer to the driver's side, just for easier access. Now why don't we go ahead and do that step. So if you look at the wire that they're using, it is extremely small. Basically tells me not too much voltage is going through this, or currents. So I'm going to use a very similar thickness wire. It's actually not like, it's not the AWG style, it's not like the braided, it's single piece copper, which is more like a household wire, but you know, this is what we have and this is what I'm going to use. We'll let you know if we regret it eventually.
I hope not.
So we don't actually have the right size connectors at the moment, and before I make anything permanent, let's just go ahead and do it like this. So I'm using the included heat shrink tubing. I do not recommend this for guys. Go get yourself the proper tubing, get yourself the proper connectors, and get it done the right way. This is what we have, this is what we're gonna use, but I don't recommend this at all. Let's see, I just want to get the job done.
Gonna do the same thing for the other side, doing left and right at the same time. Isn't that right, Greg?
Yes. Alright, wire is going up and over. I always like to give myself some extra room, but let's go ahead and strip this wire here. And we're gonna do the same thing with the shrink tubing.
Did we leave you on this side? Hi, mamas! I guess so.
So we're going over to the red one now, because this says right. We're gonna just intertwine the two. Adobe's for sure eating something, by the way. Alrighty, next step, grab yourself the adapter that comes with the kit, plug in the headlight into the adapter, and then use this adapter to plug into the OEM headlight connection. So notice this doesn't actually clip in. When I push this in and I slide the clamp down, this should stay by itself, but over time what's going to happen is you're going to drive, it's going to loosen, and then come out. That's going to give you issues, and especially in our situation where our front grille doesn't come off very easily. This is a terrible design. So I don't want to have to use electrical tape as the mechanical source to keep this plugged in. Now as you can see, we can kind of figure out ways to wire things, use the shrink wrap, intertwine it, whatever. But this is a huge no-go zone, and I don't want to waste my time installing this if it's going to rattle loose and I'm going to have to take this whole bumper apart again. So I'm going to just go ahead and look around in my garage. I might actually have extra of these connectors. Let's see if it's any better. I couldn't find any other ones that I have, so I'm going to have to go with it. I have no choice. I don't want to leave this as is. So I will go ahead and use electrical tape to hold it in place. And basically I might as well leave a note for myself for the next time I come here saying, like, don't worry, be happy, smile, be happy, that kind of thing. It's just always parts like this that drives me kind of nuts, you know, like we spend the time, we're trying to do this thing the right way, and then getting parts like this from the manufacturer just bothers me a lot. But it is what it is. Let's keep going. I'm going to plug this in and hold it in place. Alrighty, next step, we're going to plug the headlight into the adapter. I'm going to also put electrical tape on this. So just kind of one thing to mention, anytime you add adapters like this, you increase the chance of a point of failure. So the more moving parts there are in the system, the higher the chance of something failing is. So I guess, like, although the original headlights aren't great by any means, I think they're like the worst headlights that any vehicle comes with. It definitely will not fail. It will work, but not well, but it won't fail. I feel like these ones are gonna fail on us, but we'll see what happens.
Pick your poison, huh?
So I'm gonna just grab the second connector and thread it, fish it through, and then on the box here it says left and right. I'm gonna plug it into the one that says left, and we're gonna do this really carefully so we don't strip it. And I imagine there's only one way to do it. There's two arrows pointing at each other.
Let me get closer, I'll show them.
Two arrows pointing at each other, and then we're gonna secure this for a nice waterproof connection. There was an O-ring in there, and that's that. Now we just have to do the same thing from the other side. Let's just go ahead and do that step now as well.
Alrighty, and he's just gonna mimic what he did on the driver's side over on the passenger side. Fishing away. Catch some salmon tonight with that fish line.
Now I went ahead and I did the same thing to the right side of the vehicle. Just wired it right through here where the grill is going to go to cover things up. Last step to the puzzle after we pop the headlights back in is we're going to actually use the power, use the device power so that we can go ahead and run that to the battery. So the actual device power has the arrows. They're very faint. They're actually not painted. I guess we only get the painted ones for the headlights. Let's screw this in. And so what we're going to actually do, truth be told, I wasn't expecting to have connectors. I usually have these connectors in my garage, but I don't have any right now. It has a power with a fuse. Pretty nice. It has a ground. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to T-tap into our solar panel power lines. So we'll grab power from there. Let's do it.
Now before we attach the headlights, we just want to make sure that it works, so Greg is on that now.
Alright, so a couple tips here. If you're going to wire it direct to your battery, the lights will never turn off. They will stay on forever, drain your battery. You definitely don't wire it direct to your battery. What you need to do is wire it to a fused switch. So you're going to get your fuse box right over here. You can go ahead and open it. And fortunately for us, we already had one of these in place. But when you open it there, that is that fuse right there. Take a picture of this image. This one right there only turns on when your key is in the on position. So that's why that is the power source that we're using, and then you can ground it anywhere on the chassis. Oh, and if you haven't done so, that is our solar power controller from Cascadia 4x4. This thing gives juice to the battery all the time when it's sunny outside and keeps the battery charged. What do you think about that?
I love a nice charged battery.
Jeez, saying all the right things today.
Woo!
We have a rat's nest of wiring, but once we put this all back together, we're gonna actually wait for the sun to go down, and then we're gonna show you nighttime clips as well as all the different modes. So why don't we go ahead and put this thing back in, Ollie, and then we could wait for the sun. That actually looks really cool. What do you think?
All right, I like what I see here. Just gonna use a T15 to get everything put back in place. And here is the headlight. Everything is buttoned up, kind of, but look at that. That looks absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to see what features these headlights have. It's gonna be sick.
Alright, I'm getting happier and happier as we're getting along because now it's time to put our ugly Angry Bird grill back on.
Watch it, watch it, watch it.
To put this bad boy back on, we are gonna sit down, have some drinks, and try to figure out the Bluetooth situation on these headlights. Because that app is not intuitive whatsoever, but let's see what we could do. Pop this bad boy back in. We actually tucked away some of the wiring with some zip ties. And last but not least, we're gonna reattach our front bumper and mahalo.
I'm gonna come from your side first.
That was not that bad. What do you think?
Not too bad.
Girl. So we had installed this bumper before Garage Couple even started. And taking out these like grade 8 bolts from the front was definitely a blast from the past, seeing where I placed the lock nuts in relationship to the washers and all that kind of thing. We used to do this stuff by just playing country music, grabbing some beers, some drinks, and just enjoying ourselves. Alrighty you guys, quick little detour. We are back where we began, and we have some explaining to do with the Sunset Auto headlight. Now if you notice, we've given away a lot of headlights, we've tested a lot of headlights, and we just want to report to you guys honestly that these headlights are probably one of the worst that we've tested. Yikes. We really wanted to like them. As you could see in the video, we were really excited about putting them on Orleans Wrangler. If you remember, I had something similar on the Rubicon, and we had absolutely loved those. It was a hard decision to part ways with those. In fact, we gave them away, so we didn't have those to reinstall. Now, one of the major issues with these headlights is that the app that the headlights come with are absolute junk. Now we watched videos, we talked to their customer support, we talked to everyone. This is the app that comes with it, and absolutely nothing we do absolutely nothing we do allows us to connect our phone to these headlights. So that entire RGB function that we're talking about is totally useless. You can't connect to it. So hopefully it's just a defective unit. We actually emailed the customer service and they said, we're sorry about that. Didn't offer a replacement or anything. Just want to let you guys know.
Pretty disappointing as I was in need of a new set of headlights, but we do have to finish the install and just show you the end product.
Now, one other plot twist to this video is we actually got some smoke turn signals from Amazon. I will add this to our Amazon shop. The link will be in the description. Now, we know that these work very well and they just pop right in. They have 2 tabs on the back and they just plug directly into the factory harness. So we're gonna install these while we're here, and we're gonna also get you those night shots that we promised you. Had one more thought. So last thought before we give you the night shots is when you're installing these, don't forget to keep them on so that you can adjust the beam pattern exactly how you want. Now, chances are after you install these headlights, or any headlights, you're gonna have to adjust the height of the headlights, which is just a screw on the side. For the driver's side, it is more lateral, as we like to use in medicine, and on the passenger side, it is also more lateral.
Or in teaching terms, the outside.
Or in, you know, cardinal terms, 2 o'clock position if you're staring at it. So why don't we go ahead and pop these in, and we'll go ahead and show you the nighttime shots.
Let's plug in these turn signals and see how they look. Let's do it.
Fortunately, these turn signals install so easily. There are 2 clips on the back as well as the factory harness. So essentially they're sighted. So you just find the one with the holes that line up and then pop them in. You have 50-50%. You've got a 50-50 shot here. What do you think, Arlene?
That was great, mathematician.
So first thing we're gonna do is just plug them in. Here's the factory harness. There's that T-tap we used to pull the power. It looks like this is the right direction. There's a clip there, there's a clip there. So we're just gonna go ahead and plug this in now. Just like that. And that is not going anywhere. If you remember, the headlights also plug into the factory harness, but they were not secure like this. So we had to hold it in place with electrical tape, which I'm sure over time will rattle and come apart. But why don't we go ahead and pop this in. I'm gonna take off this cover here and be super careful. And that's that. It's as easy as that. Even if you don't change your headlights, I'd recommend these, but don't take my word for it. Why don't we fire it up? Let me plug this one in.
And show you what it's made of.
I guess the cap wasn't on very tight.
Now let's show you how they work. Run it.
Alright, so there are the blinkers. Looks good. Now, as you could tell, this is actually one of the flaws of this product as well. The blinkers on the headlights don't actually work until you have the accessory lights powered on. So if your Jeep's not on, you don't actually have your headlight blinkers.
Wah, wah, wah.
So now you should. Do you?
Nope.
Now?
Nope.
So the car has to be powered on. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that, Ollie?
Oh man, you guys, this was less than ideal situation, unfortunately. Turn on the car.
Now, I don't know if you could see this on camera, but the passenger side blinker is actually brighter than the driver's side blinker. And we're not able to change that because we cannot connect to the app. So, way less than ideal, for sure. And just one other thing to keep in mind, this side actually blinks fast when you put the left blinker on by itself, which is basically the car telling you that, hey, there's a bulb out, which it wasn't doing before we put these headlights on. So it seems like these headlights are missing a resistor or something that allows you to not have the bulb out air. And also it doesn't have the anti-flicker harness installed in it, so the actual headlights themselves flicker at nighttime. Just want to give you a heads up. What do you think, Arlene? Thoughts?
Rough.
I think you need a new Jeep. What do you think? Just from the headlights. Wow, this is tough. I've never been so disappointed by a product.
Yeah, it's one thing after the other, you guys. We're trying to keep it 100 with you guys every time.
Every time.
Alrighty, you guys, so we still want to show you the nighttime shots, so let's roll a couple clips to show you what these headlights look like at night.
So why don't we try this new style of editing where we just go ahead and we show you now, and there you see the nighttime shots.
Okay.
Looks pretty average, I'd say. You know, given all the other issues that we've had with them, at least it actually gives us light at night. As you guys can see, pretty decent light output. We just have to adjust the beam. So yeah, I'm pretty much guessing that the beam needs to be adjusted, which is pretty nice. And go ahead and enjoy this shot.
Thank you for coming along for the ride, you guys. Unfortunately, this is not what we thought it was going to be, but we always want to keep the truth for you guys because we want to show you. We want to be 100 with you guys and tell you the truth about all the products that we install on the Jeeps. Thank you for coming along for the ride. We appreciate it. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at Garage Couple. We have some really funny reels, and we appreciate your support. Hit that subscribe button.
See you on the next one.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to
Be ya.
Let me get some of that GC coffee.
Product placement, huh?
Is this product placement? Subliminal messages, GC coffee? Check it out on our website. Support
I'm an advertisement, you know.